Hey, great to have you along. Thanks for listening this afternoon. I'm Scott Sands, News Radio 1370, 92.9 FM. You can find me on Twitter, Insta, and Facebook at Scott Sands. Even Jordan Strack follows me, and he's joining us now as we preview Super Bowl 55 and some other stuff. Jordan, how are you, man?
I'm good. Did you just say Insta? Like, you're so hip and cool. It's unbelievable, Scott.
Yeah, check out my stories. They're very cool, very hip. I'm also available on TikTok. I have one video I've posted to TikTok.
I have TikTok, and I'm just a watcher. I'm not creative or funny enough to post anything, but like, I'm not kidding you. Like, I will go down a rabbit hole. The other night, I was literally laying in bed. I looked at my phone and I was like, oh my God, it's 2 a.m. I've been watching TikToks for 2 hours. I'm like, it's an embarrassing. I'm just embarrassing. It's ridiculous.
That's a lot of TikToks because they're all like 7 seconds long.
Dude, I'm telling you, Scott, like once you start scrolling, you go and it's like, I mean, it's addicting.
You know what I hate about watching TikTok and for that matter, Instagram and other platforms like that is that I see how many more creative people there are than me that deserve to have the job that I have.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable. Like my daughter wants, like, she just keeps saying, okay, can we do this TikTok dance? Can we do this TikTok? Or like, I want to watch it. I'm like, nope, not doing it. Sorry. But someday she's going to pressure me enough where I'm going to give in and we're going to do them. So,
dude, you do realize that you would be a viral sensation if you started to do TikTok dances with your daughter. First
I know.
of all, she probably knows how to do that stuff better than anybody at her age. But you're a hot dad with your daughter. You would get all sorts of likes.
Well, I appreciate the compliment. Thank you.
Right.
But yeah, it would be something, that's for sure. And she keeps begging me. She's trying hard. So we'll get there eventually, I'm sure.
This weekend, it's the big game. Everybody's ready to watch the oldest quarterback in the NFL and one of the youngest. That's how it's being hyped. You know my thoughts on Tom Brady. I hate the man, but I can't help but somehow find myself cheering for Tom Brady this year for the first time ever. And I throw up in my mouth a little bit every time I go to say that.
I don't like, here's the thing. I don't know how anybody could hate Tom Brady. Like there's nothing that you could possibly hate. Now, especially from you, like the only reason that I've ever heard somebody that doesn't like Tom Brady, I mean, there's two things. Like, well, he always wins. Okay. Like you're mad at him for being awesome. And
Right.
B, because of his political stuff, which you agree with, Scott. So I don't understand. I can't for the life of me figure out how you could possibly hate Tom Brady.
Look, I grew up in the South, as you know. I grew up as a Saints fan. I lived for about 10 years in Indianapolis and became a Colts fan throughout the entire Peyton Manning era. So for that entire time I was there, it was always Peyton versus Tom Brady. And that's where that hatred began. But I mean, Tom Brady is not that much younger than me. I played flag football 3 years ago, and my knees still feel it. And he's out there playing in a Super Bowl this weekend. So I can't help to cheer for him.
I saw a split screen of him from like his first Super Bowl media day to now. He actually looks younger now than he did his first Super Bowl. It makes no sense. I don't know what the dude does. It's like juices and like weird stuff, but like it's like the dude's unbelievable. And the thing is like, if you look at his numbers this year, he's been remarkable. I mean, he has been truly remarkable what he has done. And I love that, you know, back in, it was a week, whatever, 3 or whatever it was, when they got beat by the Saints, and everybody on Twitter was killing him. Like, oh God, look, Tom Brady needed Bill Belichick. And he comes and does this and shuts everybody up. It's what he's done forever. Every time you question the guy, he comes out and proves you wrong. Like it's amazing. Now, that being said, I think they'll lose this weekend.
Really? See, yeah. I don't know how you bet against Tom Brady in a situation like this. It's going to wind up being the world's longest infomercial for the TB12 diet program. I mean, you talk about how he looks. That's what this really is. Look, I like Mahomes as well, but I don't know how you bet against Tom Brady, who's got so much to prove. They've been trying to write his obituary for 5 years.
I'm with you, and I have always taken that. I have always personally taken that approach. Like, I'm not going to bet against Tom Brady, and I'm probably going to look silly because of it. But I think the only way I bet against Tom Brady is when Patrick Mahomes is the guy on the other side. I'm a Bills fan, so I had to personally sit through and watch Patrick Mahomes absolutely dissect the Bills in the AFC Championship game. And the stuff that he does is stuff I've never seen ever done from the quarterback position ever. I mean, we're talking, this guy is a transformational quarterback. And I just think there's no way, you can't stop the Chiefs. Like, you're not going to shut them down. It's not possible. You have to go outscore them or run the football a ton and completely shorten the game. And I don't think that's what the Bucs do. Like, they're not going to run the football a bunch and shorten the game. Like, it would take somebody like Tennessee or Baltimore to beat Kansas City. And it would have to be something fluky where you get some turnovers and you're running it a ton and the game, you only have a couple possessions. That would be the only way to beat them. And Tampa Bay doesn't do that.
So you're taking the Chiefs. Is it going to be a close game? I mean, the problem with the Super Bowl lately is it's except for the game that went into overtime a couple of years ago, it's been a blowout. I mean, the game has been over by halftime.
Yeah, there have been some ugly ones, but I honestly, I'm not. God, I hate being that guy that predicts a blowout. I hate doing that because then I could look really dumb when somebody comes in and reloads this thing on social media. I'm going to look really dumb, but I honestly think the Chiefs might win by 2 or 3 touchdowns.
I trust you to look dumb regardless of whether you're right or
wrong. You're right. You know what? That's a great point, Scott. I'm going to look dumb regardless. So what the hell? I'm just going to say, yeah, it's good. I think 2 or 3 touchdowns.
I don't know that I disagree with you. I think I've got to, as much as it pains me to say, cheer for Tom Brady, but the Chiefs are pretty good. It's hard to imagine Tom Brady losing in this opportunity. I think he's got a lot to prove to himself, but he's got to get the entire team to coalesce around him for that mission. And he's got some talented players around him. I imagine the Bucs will be even better next year after they've had a year under the Tom Brady program. It's not the Belichick process. It's not the coaching staff in Tampa Bay. It's part of the Tom Brady process at this point.
Oh, it's like we can completely redefine everything. Like, I think God, who was it? Was it Danny Amendola? I think maybe earlier this week or somebody said something like the Patriot way was the Tom Brady way. And that's what it is, and that's what he's proving. Like, you know what I would kind of like to see? I'd kind of like to see Tom be like, you know what? I'm just gonna go find some other reclamation project and bring somebody up. You know, like he's gonna go help, just like Sisters of the Poor. Just bring, you know what? You guys come with me. We're gonna go do this. I'll take you to the Super Bowl. It's fine. Everybody just listen, shut up, and watch. Like, that would be. I think that would be fun if he went somewhere else next year and did it all again. And then then what do you say? You know what I mean? It would be amazing.
I mean, it was great on our flag football team with Austin Danton as our quarterback, but I think Tom Brady could have come in and taken us all the way.
Yeah, you know what? I know Austin Danton, and sometimes it's like, you know, he doesn't have all the Tom Brady qualities that you need. And Austin's a great person, good kid, love him, but he's not Tom Brady. You're right.
All right, so some of the other prop bets. Let's see what you think about this.
Okay.
Which color will the liquid be that's poured on the game-winning coach?
Blue.
Red. Right now, the odds-on favorite 1.6 to 1, or about 40%.
Yeah, both teams' colors are red. Yeah, both teams' colors are red. Yeah.
At the Puppy Bowl, it's definitely going to be yellow.
Oh, gross. God, Scott.
Which coach's nostrils will be seen first during the game? Clearly, this is mask related now.
I was going to say that's Matt. It's got to be mask related. Well, Andy Reid. Gosh, Bruce Arians. I think both are actually pretty good about the masks. I mean, I guess it'd have to be Bruce Arians because I think Andy Reid's like taped down now.
Right. Andy Reid is 3-2, and Bruce Arians is the better bet at 1-2, 67%. How many times will Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots be mentioned?
I'm gonna guess at least twice. I don't know what the over/under is on that.
Yeah, the over/under for Belichick is 1 and the Patriots 2, and that seems really low to me. Both of them.
I think there's going to be like a conscious effort not to bring that up. I think that would be the thing. Is I think there's going to be a graphic at some point with they'll make a graphic at some point with Tom Brady and all his Patriot. I'm going to say a Tom Brady graphic with all of his Patriots Super Bowls or something. There will be a picture, and you're going to have to reference it somehow. That's inevitable. That's going to happen.
Will Tom Brady attempt to high five an official, which the internet has caught him doing from time to time because the officials love to cheat for Tom Brady, as we know.
No, he's not going to.
No is 1-15 right now.
Yeah, not going to happen.
The Super Bowl halftime show is usually 12 to 13 minutes with a medley of songs. How many songs will The Weeknd and any guest perform this year? What's the line at? The line is at 8, so the over-under right there.
I would, because he might bring out a guest, that's going to be really close. I would say probably, I would say under 8, because I don't know that there's enough songs from The Weeknd that people know that he would want to do. I would think he would go longer with some of the ones that people would know. So I don't know.
How many songs from The Weeknd can you name?
Oh God, don't do that to me. Here's the thing. I will say this. When I hear songs, I can sing word for word with a lot of them, but I don't know who sang them. I know a few Weeknd songs, but like I don't always recognize a song with an artist. I'm bad at doing that. I don't know why. It's especially bad with country music.
Right.
Like it could be like it could be like one of 10 people singing a song and they all sound the same. And I love country music.
If you're listening to the radio, I guarantee none of them today will actually be Morgan Wallen.
Oh God, what an awful few months for that guy. Just brutal.
We're talking with Jordan Strack from WTOL 11, by the way. Speaking of The Weeknd and guests, who will be on stage as surprise guests? No one has been confirmed yet, but there are odds on some of the people that The Weeknd has worked with in the past that might show up. You can just answer yes or no on this. Ariana Grande.
No.
Doja Cat.
I don't. No.
Drake.
No.
Kenny G. It might happen. And a final question. Who will win the Puppy Bowl? Team Fluff is at even odds, and Team Rough has a slight edge.
I'm going to go Team Rough.
Team Rough.
Just feels like it. I don't know.
58% right now. Jordan, before we go, we're almost out of time here, and thank you as always for your time. You can follow Jordan on Twitter. I'm sure you'll be tweeting a lot Sunday night during the game at Jordan Strack. Matt Stafford leaving in a trade with the Rams for Jared Goff. Good or bad for the Lions? Who got screwed in that deal?
I actually think it was a great deal for the Lions. The fact that they were able to get multiple first-round picks out of it and get Jared Goff. There's a lot of people that don't like Jared Goff and people that have been killing him lately. I actually like Jared Goff a little bit more than some people. I think it's a perfect way to build for a couple years, and you find out if you like him. If you don't like him, it's okay. He's gone 2 years. His guaranteed money's gone anyway. You can draft a quarterback this year. You can have him sit and watch for a little bit, and then they're going to suck this year anyway. So you might as well let Goff go out and play and let some rookie kid sit on the bench and watch. That's my thought.
Let Jared Goff get killed is what you're essentially saying.
Yeah, there's a chance he could.
It happens. And what the hell? What happened Monday night with Victoria on The Bachelor?
Listen, that woman is batshit. I can't say that. I can't say that word. Can't say that. I'm sorry about that. You're going to have to bleep that, Scott.
I got to go back and edit this call before it gets on the air, I believe.
Yeah, that's my fault. She is absolutely out of her mind. The woman is nuts. She's crazy. And I know the producers force that on everybody. And they want you to keep them around for a little while, but she was just nuts, man. Just crazy.
I'm very hurt Scott, that I wasn't invited to be part of the WTOL Bachelor pool this year.
Well, the conundrum we're facing right now, Scott, is we all had our names picked out, and then they brought in all these new girls, and now we don't know what to do because nobody had the new girls in our pool. So it's wait, what do we do? We've been having this discussion on our work Slack channel. Yes, we have a work Slack channel dedicated completely to The Bachelor, and we don't know what to do with all these new girls. It's a real conundrum.
If you repick, you should be able to like a keeper roster in fantasy football. Everybody gets to keep their favorite, and you repick for the rest. If that's the way you do it, I want in on the action, and I'll Venmo you the money.
Awesome, sounds good.
Okay. Jordan, love you. What's coming up tonight on WTOL 11?
Actually, we're going to be previewing the Super Bowl tonight. I've got I'm talking with Scotty Miller from Bowling Green, who caught a big touchdown pass from Tom Brady. His story is just remarkable, and I'll have more on that on Super Bowl night. Also, we're getting ready. Bowling Green, BGSU hockey plays Minnesota State this weekend. 2 of the top 10 teams in the country playing this weekend, so I've got a big preview of that. There's actually a Northwest Ohio kid from St. Francis, that plays for Minnesota State, who's going to be playing against Bowling Green. I'll talk to him. You'll hear from him coming up tonight as well.
Jordan Strack, WTOL 11 tonight. Thanks, bud. Always like to
Thanks, Scott.
Talk to you. See you, man.
Be good.
Scott Sanchez, News Radio 1370, 92.9 FM.
Thanks, Scott. Sorry.